This is the story of the Bedford level wager, a bet recorded falsely in history, a rager. John Hampton was a man who experimentally had discovered Earth was flat with no convexity. In scientific opinion, Hampton placed a note, searched for a science man to prove the Earth is a globe. Wallace said, "Choose me," and placed 500 pounds in trust in care of John Henry Walsh, just as they had discussed. Wallace sketched some drawings of what he set out to prove. Bedford level seemed a place all parties would approve. He set up his test gear on an old unstable barge. A scope, sans crosshairs, a level though was quite large. Mr. Hampton's referee, Will Carpenter by name, insisted things be level for a truly fair game. Wallace laughed and scoffed, but could do nothing but agree to do the research over with proper gadgetry. A surveyor's scope with trout level crosshairs too was brought along to please Carpenter's requested view. They met on Welney Bridge with Middle Locker as guide. The Bedford Bridge stood 6 miles on the other side. Instead of choosing the telescope a better class, Wallace pulled a fast one and took out the larger glass. He quickly asked his helper to scribble a note down. "No doubt we proved once and for all that the Earth is round. The marker in the middle is clearly raised, you see. Carpenter, won't you sign? It's as clear as it can be." "Certainly I will. Under protest you have cheated. Without a crosshair your results should be deleted." Carpenter insisted that he had no time for joke. Spirit level and crosshairs were needed in the scope. Dismissive Hampton said, "Have it your way if you please, but they're not needed to prove what I already sees." Carpenter was indignant, he did not want his way. He only wanted truth and justice to win that day. Without the crosshairs or level, they would never know who had proved if water had a curve or level flow. The new pure sketches were drawn and signed by both parties. There was no doubt each side felt like they were the smartest. In the carriage, Mr. Hampton asked if all was right. "No doubt we'll win our case." It was a beautiful sight. 3 points splendidly in line, equidistant in view. How absurd to suppose that large telescope will do without crosshairs or level and only 2 points seen. No worries tomorrow, this will all feel like a dream. The dream turned into a nightmare the very next day. Wallace's referee refused to talk anyway. He called the police to have him removed from the hall. They were forced to appoint Walsh to make the final call. Mr. Wallace seemed to orchestrate behind the scenes. Carpenter silenced from explaining his side of things. Walsh too refused to listen, saying Wallace was right. Why? Because Wallace had persuaded him in a plight. Carpenter never had a chance to discuss a detail. Even the field wouldn't publish his side of the tale. It seemed like the whole world was fighting against the truth. The same story as those in the right trying to smooth. Both sketches were presented in the Field magazine. Walsh called Wallace the winner without saying a thing. A reader accused Carpenter's images as fraud, for if they were real he should have received all the laud. Walsh published glaring mistakes that makes one question why. Couldn't even get the name of the bridges all right. The whole thing smelled like the snake, many facts and distort. Seeking justice, the wager was overturned in court. Mr. Hampton, displeased with the entire ordeal, held a final ace in his hand, as we shall reveal. Although history records it, one thing remains still: the same water